Oh, what's up, guys? Right, so I just thought I'd do a quick little video. Um, this is kind of just on. I've been reading this book this morning. I haven't finished it. Kind of just started it a few days ago. It's called "Courage: The Joy of Living Dangerously" by Osho. It's kind of like bit of philosophy on how to live and stuff. It's cool. Anyway, I came across this little paragraph that I thought I kind of wanted to share with you guys. Um, and it goes like this. This is the first step toward the mysterious. And if you can be a participant for a moment, you have known the key, the secret of the ultimate step. Then become a participant in everything that you are doing. Walking, don't just do it mechanically. Just don't go on watching it, be it. Dancing, don't do it technically. Technique is irrelevant. You may be technically correct, and yet you will miss the whole joy of it. Dissolve yourself in the dance. Become the dance. Forget about the dancer. Now, I was recently thinking of like performance and really like expressing yourself as a musician, because that's obviously like our main goal as a musician is to express ourselves through our instrument, whether it be soloing or just performance in general, you know. Um, and I thought, obviously, this is just more into like sort of life in general, but I thought that really kind of corresponded and crossed over with being a musician as well, and the expression that you're trying to create through your instrument, whatever you're trying to say. And there's another thing as well that I've heard from two different sources. One was a teacher, and one was from a DVD of a bass player who was like doing a workshop with Victor Wooten, and they talk about the four levels of being a musician. And the first level is called the unconscious not knowing, which is when say a kid gets a guitar for his birthday, or something like that, and he plays away in the mirror. He knows nothing about technique or scales or anything, but he is expressing himself to his foremost, and he's like joyful and loving it, and that's sort of level one. Level two is the conscious not knowing. It's just, say the same kid has a guitar lesson, and then is made aware, the door opens to the fact that there is a lot you don't know that you have to now learn, which is scales, modes, technique, tone, endless things. There's a giant mountain now in front of you of things you have to learn. And with, obviously, like most things, especially music, I think that's always a continual thing. You have to continually learn and progress. And I don't think there's ever a point where you reach that cool. I've done it. I've achieved it. Move on. Like it's a life goal, life perseverance. And level three is where I think most musicians get to, which is the conscious knowing, which is your scales, your modes, how to sight read and your ear training and stuff like that. You know all about that, and you're progressing in it, and you're working on it constantly. But when you're soloing and stuff, you think of the scales you're using, you think of the obviously the progressions that are moving along and stuff as you're playing over it, and all those type of things. And level four is where the greats get to. Like Miles Davis got Poster Room behind me. Bit of inspiration. Like there's a lot of guys who get there, but there's a lot of people who don't. And that level is referred to as the unconscious knowing, which is when you obviously aren't thinking about what you're exactly playing. You are, in a sense, perfectly expressing yourself through your own instrument. And I think that's kind of like what that paragraph I read really talks about. Obviously, it's to do in this book to do with more like life in general. But I think it does transcend across to being a musician as well. And I just wanted to share that sort of little nugget of information. I think it's quite interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much what I just wanted to share with you guys. All about the like being expressive as a musician, and trying to express yourself through your instrument, which is, I guess, ultimately all of our goals, you know. So yeah, anyway, leave your comments below if you've read anything like that, or you've heard anything similar. Yeah, leave me some comments, and I'll catch you later.